Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Tinker, and today we're going to review a couple of problems solving systems of equations that are in a slightly different format than you saw yesterday. And actually, these are both problems from your homework that you will have today. So if you'd like to pause the video and print that out and do these with me, that's perfectly fine. If you are not going to print these out, make sure you're doing these on grid paper or some form of graph paper. So this first one that I'm doing is actually number 1 on your worksheet, and you'll notice that the equations are not in slope-intercept form. They are in what we call standard form, and we have graphed from standard form before, but I'm afraid you might forget how. So we're going to go ahead and do that together. Number 1, we have 7x plus 4y equals 16. And I can graph from this format, straight from that, but you have not learned how to do that yet. So we're going to instead convert this to slope-intercept form. And the way that we do that is by moving everything to the right side of this equation except for that y. So the y we want to leave on the left, but everything else we want to put on the right. So the first thing we're going to move is that 7x. We're going to subtract that 7x from the one side, from both sides, and we get 4y equals negative 7x plus 16. Now I'm not done because this is 4y equals negative 7x plus 16, but what we want is y equals mx plus b. So we need to get rid of that 4, and we're going to do that by dividing out the 4. When we divide out that 4, we get y equals negative 7/4. See, because I take that negative 7 and divide it by 4, and I also keep that x. And I'm going to also divide the 16 by 4, which will give me plus 4. So this one is y equals negative 7/4 x plus 4. And I'm going to go ahead and graph that. We start up at the 4. I'm going to graph that in blue, actually. Okay, so this one I start up at the 4, and then I go down 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then forward 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put a dot right there. And this, I know I have a negative slope, and I know this is a negative slope because it is from left to right, it is decreasing. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the other equation. I have negative x plus 4y equals negative 16, and the first thing I'm going to do is add that x to both sides to get rid of it from the left and move it to the right. I cannot combine 16 and x. That is not something that you can do because the 16 is a whole number, or actually it's an integer, it's a negative 16, and the x is a variable, and I cannot combine the two, not adding and subtracting. So 4y, because this goes away, and I'm going to move that x to the front because I like to have the x in the front. That'll be x minus 16. Same as the other one, I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides, and I end up with y equals, this is a 1x, remember, so it's 1/4 x. And then negative 16 divided by 4 is minus 4. So I'm going to graph this one in pink, and that is this equation. So I'm going to go to the negative 4, and I'm going to go up 1 and over 4. And you can see right away where those intersect. My line's not super straight, but they intersect right here. And so I have to give the answer, remember, in an ordered pair. So my answer to this equation in an ordered pair is 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 1, 2, 3. So the solution is 4, negative 3. And remember to put that in ordered pair so that you have parentheses around it. Down here we have only one, and this is actually number 7 from your homework. So this first one was number 1. The second one is number 7 from your homework. And this one, only the top one is in standard form. So we're going to go ahead and do that together so that that's done also. And we can convert that to slope-intercept form. Y equals 3, what kind of line is that? That is either horizontal or vertical. It's a variable equals a number. Do you remember which it is? It is a horizontal line. So let's take this first one. Negative 3x plus 2y equals 6. And it is not in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to add the 3x to both sides because I want everything but the y on the right. When I do that, I get 2y equals, I'm going to put the 3x in front, plus 6. Remember, I cannot combine the 6 and the 3x. One is a variable term, the other is a constant. Now I need to get rid of that 2, so I'm going to divide the 2. And I get y equals, this is 3 divided by 2, x, and this is 6 divided by 2, which is 3. Now I'm going to go ahead and graph that in green. If I graph that in green, it is a positive 3. Okay, then I go up 3, and I don't have enough room to do that. Remember what we talked about before. I can call this a negative 3 over negative 2x plus 3 and keep this on the grid that I have. Okay, because a negative 3 over a negative 2 is also positive. So what I have here is down 3, back 2. And you can see I have a positive slope, even though I used 2 negatives to get there. So let's do another point there. Down 3, back 2. And go ahead and graph that. Okay, now I'm going to do the y equals 3. Remember, that is just a horizontal line through the number y equals 3. And we can pretty easily see where this thing intersects right here. And that is an ordered pair. 0, because I haven't gone left or right in any direction. So that is 0, positive 3. Okay? And remember, when we do slope, we do y, or the rise, first, and then the run, rise over run. But in an ordered pair, it's x, y, x, y. So keep that straight. I'll see you soon.